I'll be remembered, but will you? Bill McDonald's the baddest that I would turn to. CEO with the shit that's a dope motherfucker. He'll always win, there's no going under. The top of the crown resting on his head. The beast is alive, he'll never be dead. If he dreamt before, bring it back to life. Push harder for it, let us survive. Show courage and strength, it's okay to be scared, but don't let it stop you, always stay prepared. Bill Showman School, they're just not beginning. Winners fucking win, losers talk about winning.
Welcome to the Bearded Beast Show. My name is Bill. I am the Bearded Beast. We are back with our series of things that will change your life, Series 3. I'll give you 3 more today. So like I said before, fasten that seatbelt. We're in for a wild ride. Number 1 today. Figure out who you are. It's a simple question. Do you really know who you are? I mean, do you know what drives you? What terrifies you? Why you do the things you do? And do you know how others perceive you? Self-awareness is in short supply these days. But there's no way to really change your life if you don't know what you're changing about yourself in the first place. So I look at it this way. I think self-awareness has 3 levels. The first level of being aware of what you're doing is this. Life sucks. We respond by this suckage by distracting ourselves. We transport our minds to some other time or place where the world can be safe and we are insulated from the pain of day-to-day life. We stare at our phones. We obsess about the past or our potential futures. Make plans we never keep. Or we simply forget. We eat and we drink ourselves into numbness to dull the reality of our problems. We use books, movies, games, and music to carry us to another world where no pain exists. And everything always feels easy and good and right. And by no means am I saying there's anything wrong with distraction. We all need some sort of diversion to keep us sane and happy. The key is that we need to be aware of our distractions. We need to make sure we're choosing them and they're not choosing us. This is the first level of self-awareness, a simple understanding of where your mind goes and when. You must be aware of the path your mind likes to take before you can begin to question why it takes those paths, and whether those paths are helping or hurting you. The second level is asking yourself, what are you feeling? This is where you really start to find out who you are. I hate using the phrase because it doesn't really mean anything. But this is the level that people talk about when they are talking about finding themselves. They are discovering how they actually feel about the shit that's going on in their life and that they have often been hiding for several years. Level 2 is a very uncomfortable place to go. People often spend years in therapy, navigating level 2. It takes time to become uncomfortable with all of your emotions. Going back through those emotions and allowing them to take place is something that requires a lot of focus and a lot of effort. But the more aware you become of your own emotions and your own desires, the more you discover something terrifying. You're full of shit. we realize that a large percentage of our thoughts, arguments, and actions are merely reflections on whatever we are feeling in that moment. Level 3 is then to discover your blind spots. When you are reacting to your emotions rather than acting based on a conscious thought. Once you've reached level 3, you're all set. You know who you are, and you know what you should be changing about yourself. Number 2 today. Focused on fewer things. We need to be focused on fewer things. In our modern day culture, it's make more money, buy more, be more. I'm guessing that all of you have heard some jackass on the internet telling you more is not actually always more in life. And if you really go by that theory, you're going to be drowned, thinking that you can never accomplish enough. Stop listening to the majority of these life hacking and lifestyle optimization podcasts and focus on this one. One of the consequences of living in a time like we live today, with seemingly endless opportunities, is that you have to choose which opportunities to pursue. Please remember, everything has a cost. And I hate to break it to you, but we can't have it all. And if we can't have it all, let's figure out the things that we really want, the things that we really need. And without having it all, what I'm trying to say is that for the vast majority of things that you'll do, you might simply be average, and that's okay. You don't have to be a superstar at everything you do to live a meaningful life. But if you could do 1 or 2 or 3 things really, really well, then you'll be ahead of most everyone else who is distracted by their smartphones and arguing about stupid shit that they have no influence over on Facebook. Hey, and by the way, that reminds me, go like me on Facebook, right? Bill McDonald or The Bearded Beast Show, so we can argue about some things. Number 3 today, stop trying so hard. As counterintuitive and counterproductive as it sounds, strange things happen when you try too hard to do just about anything. When you try too hard to make friends, right? You often end up chasing them away. When you try too hard to be cool, often makes you look desperate and uncool. And when you try too hard to be happy, it often makes you miserable. But I got good news for you. There's a simple fix. And it doesn't involve lowering your standards. It only requires that you look at things a little differently than you have been. Be grateful for what you have while you're working towards what you want. Gratitude is the key to the most successful things you will accomplish in your life. Everything you need to be happy is likely right in front of you. Start taking time to appreciate the simple pleasures in life, like maybe having a beer with a friend, taking a walk in nature, calling your mom and dad and tell them you love them, or maybe just going to a game with your buddies. These things might seem mundane, but if you can't enjoy the simple joys in life, you won't enjoy much if and when you actually do change your life either.
I'll be remembered, what will you. Bill McDonald's the baddest that I would turn to. CEO with the shit that's a dope motherfucker. He'll always win, there's no going under. The top of the crown resting on his head. The beast is alive, he'll never be dead. If he dreamt before, bring it back to life. Push harder for it, let us survive. Show courage and strength, it's okay to be scared, but don't let it stop you, always stay prepared. Bill Showman School, they're just not beginning. Winners fucking win, losers talk about winning.